Started from the bottom, all I had was a dream. Always been alone, never really had a team. Cause the loyalty is suspect, nothing's what it seems. As I'm counting all this money, thinking how to make it clean. Never been broke, see I always had a job. And before I learned to hustle, I was taught how to rob. Nice with the hands, but I'm iller with the shot. Battling depression cause it's lonely at the top. Drinking all this Henny just to try and ease the pain. Though I never had regrets, there's some things that I wouldn't do the same. I would never change for some change, and I never let the sneak distance take me out my game. I'm a grown man. Unless it's for my kids, I don't hold hands. Cause they hate it when you focused on your own plans. So I gamble with my money, I don't gamble with my life in the street. Cause you only get one chance. Grab a bottle of that Henny and I mix it with some Red Bull. Got a couple pills that I'm popping for the pain.
What's going on? My name is Mello Whitley and this is Good Behavior.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
What's going on? As you heard, this is Good Behavior. Now, my name is Marcus Whitley, and I want to thank all of you guys for riding with me on this journey and doing what we do, trying to help as many people as we can. Now, in this episode, I want to talk about how you can stay out of prison. Now, you would think that would be obvious by just staying out of trouble. But clearly in this generation, it's not as simple as that. Because if you don't see that what you're doing is wrong, then how would you know what you're doing is wrong? Then the question becomes, were you ever taught right from wrong? Again, you would think that would be common sense. But when you have kids who are having kids who were never taught or who haven't matured enough yet to even care, then you can't expect them to know better. It takes a lot of patience and understanding to open your eyes, to open the eyes of an adult. But you can't just tell somebody that they need to change and think it's going to happen, because it's not. I mean, would you like it if somebody was just telling you, oh, you need to go do this, or you got to change, or your life is going to end up like this? Like, you don't want somebody talking at you, because you're not going to listen. And honestly, that's the way a lot of people have been approached. I know it happened to me when I was younger, and I didn't care what anybody had to say, because again, they were talking at me instead of trying to sit me down and talk to me. It wasn't until I had actually went to prison where I had people that sat me down and were talking to me and made me open my eyes and realize, like, man, this ain't where I want to be. This ain't what I want out of life. But if you do want to see change, it's going to take a lot of hard work. It's not going to happen overnight. But you can't just tell people to do better, or, like I said, you can't just tell people to change. Like, you have to show them why it's important to change. And you got to show them ways to go about changing. But you can't just say, by living this life, you're either going to end up dead or in prison. Because nobody listens to that. Like, for me, with what I've been through, I'm able to sit them down like what was done for me, and I'm able to explain to them what prison is like and why you don't want to be there. to explain to you how for the next however many years you'll be waking up locked in a cell barely bigger than a closet with a sink and a toilet right next to your bed, and another grown man who might be a killer, a drug dealer, a rapist, or a pedophile, and that's who you got to live with. Spend 18 hours every single day locked in a cell with. Because once you're locked up, you lose your freedom. You lose your phone. You you lose your friends, your relationships, your video games. You lose everything. Like everything that you thought you have and you take for granted out here, it hits you when you're gone. You can't go outside when you want to. You're told when to eat, and when you eat, you have to sit in a cafeteria at lunch tables like your kids. And if you sit at the wrong table, that might be your last meal. Because that's one thing people don't play about in prison. You can't sit at the wrong table. And no matter how much you cry, how much you crash out, how mad you get, none of that matters. Because nobody cares. You're not going home. Best thing to do is what we're trying to do right now, and that's prevent it before it happens. Because once it happens, there's nothing you can do. Nobody can save you. I don't think that's a life that you really want to live. Like, be honest with yourself. So let's talk about ways that we can stop that from happening. Because that's really what I want to focus on with this. Now, the first thing I'm going to say is to look at the people that you keep around you. And if they don't want to see you win, even if that means they're not included, then you don't need to have them around you. Because a real friend is going to want to see you win, whether it involves them or not, just because they want to see you win. For no other reason than that. Now, if you feel like your friends don't see you that way or they don't feel that way, then you need to cut them out of your circle. Next, if you out here, if you selling drugs because you want to feel like you the man and you a hustler, then why can't you sell anything else and not have to look over your shoulder while you're doing it? There's no reason that drugs should be the only thing that you can sell. Because if you got that hustler's mindset, you should be able to sell anything and be able to make money off it. I'm saying at least if you a true hustler like most of you say you are. And it shouldn't be a problem. Now, if you're out here because you like to play with guns, then I'm just going to say you got to get your life together. For real. Because that's a dangerous game. That's a different type of game. Because you can't walk away from an L. And honestly, when it comes to that, everybody loses. So why go through that when you have your whole life to live? And I mean, is beef even that serious where you have to think about ending somebody else's life and ruining their family's lives. I mean, there's so many opportunities out there, things to do and experience. I mean, look at how many millionaires there are right now in the world. That should be inspiration alone. Like, you could be an athlete, an artist, a musician. You can even make videos and get rich off of social media. Like, there's so many different ways that all you got to do is put your mind to it and you can make it happen, because everybody else is doing it. And in case you didn't notice, one thing that all of these things have in common that I just mentioned, not one of them involved the streets or prison or looking over your shoulder or having a beef with anybody. And all of these things you can become a millionaire off of. So I want you to really think about why the streets are important to you. And if they really are important to you. Or if you feel like you're just trying to look cool for your friends, or you trying to imitate what you saw on TV or online. Like, for real, don't be another statistic when you got so much more potential. Like, and like I said, you got your whole life to live. You deserve better, and you can be better. Now, I hope this episode was able to make you think about if the streets or prison are really worth it to you, and if that's the type of life that you want to live. My name is Marcus Whitley, and this is Good Behavior. So until the next episode. For more episodes and info, you can find me on all social media at I Am Marcus Whitley, and find any of my books, Both Sides of the Street, Choices and Consequences, Greatness Under Pressure, and Battling Demons, all on Amazon. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel.